Welcome to VI Sports, a show that takes you beyond the scoreboard. Well, today we're going beyond the podium. This is the Road to Rio edition of VI Sports. I'm Kevin Charach, by the way, and we're at the most appropriate location for this show. We are at the Canadian Sport Institute Pacific, where they're going to give me a tour. They're going to show me all the gadgets and gizmos that they use, and apparently they're going to give me a little bit of the Olympic treatment, if you will. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first let's preview the Olympic-themed stories on today's show. Mark Robertson tries out some Olympic-caliber running technology. A Canadian para-triathlete aims to make history in Rio.
It's been a phenomenal journey so far.
Where are they now? Dan Kahan sits down with four-time Olympian Dave Calder. And Ken Hurricane Himes puts Rio-bound rowers to the ultimate test. I'm here now with Trent Stellingwerff. He's the Director of Research and Innovation at the Canadian Sport Institute. Trent, you guys are known as the pit crew for BC's Olympians, Paralympians, and high-performance athletes. What do you mean by that?
So by pit crew, we're the group that works behind the scenes on every athlete and team that you see at the Olympics and Paralympics. And we have different people that play different roles. So from disciplines like physiologists to registered dietitians to mental performance experts to biomechanists to strength and conditioning coaches to even sport analytics experts. And we'll take a collection of them, bring them together, and try to analyze how we can help athletes and teams perform at a higher level.
What's different this time around heading into Rio?
I'd say in the last 4 years, the biggest explosion of new innovation is in and around technology and wearables. So, for example, our women's soccer or women's rugby Olympic team, who are both based out of our institute, will wear a system called Catapult. We get GPS, we get accelerometry, we get gyroscopes. So instead of just knowing how far they've run in a game, we know how many sprints they've done, we know the speed of those sprints, we know the number of decelerations, we know the number of turns. Sport isn't getting any simpler. It's probably getting more and more complex given the explosion of iPhones and wearables and gadgets and technology. So that's probably the biggest change in the last 4 years.
Let's talk a little bit about the medal count, because I know that medal count plays a big role in what you guys do and funding. I mean, you guys are keeping your eye on that just as much as the athletes, aren't you?
We tend to try to work with athletes through daily training environment. And so the biggest impact that we have is day to day, every day, week in, week out, year in, year out. Obviously, there's an end goal in mind. But me personally, I would hope that the journey also matters a lot for the athlete, that we're maximizing the impact that they have during that journey and that the medals take care of themselves. We as an institute tend to focus more on the journey because that's the part we can impact and influence, hopefully in a positive manner. Certainly, Own the Podium and Canadian Olympic Committee are interested in medal count, and we're aware of that. We're there, we're cheering on our athletes. But if you get too granular on just medal count, I think sometimes you get paralyzed by that, and you don't value the journey as much.
Thanks, Trent. Now, as sports science continues to be a growing field, our own volunteer reporter, Mark Robertson, recently investigated a new piece of technology developed right here, aimed at helping our country's best runners sprint to the podium.
Better, faster, stronger. That's the goal of sport technologist Sam Blade.
So sports technology is like a sub-discipline of a larger area called performance analysis. We have access to information now like technique, what are the athletes' joint angles, how much force are they producing, and all of that stuff was difficult, if not impossible, to measure even 10 years ago.
Right now, he's working towards a way to turn Canada's elite athletes into medal contenders with some unique technology.
So here's what we're going to be putting in your shoe. This is the actual insole, so you can see it's very, very thin, and it's measuring pressure in 8 different places. So in the heel, 2 on the side of the foot, and 3 across the midfoot, and then big toe and a small toe sensor.
The insole will fit any shoe and comes equipped with a Bluetooth device that will connect to any portable laptop, notebook, or smartphone.
Turn the Bluetooth on the phone, and we paired with the pods, and now you can see that your information is right there, and we can see actually the pressure moving throughout your foot. Great, so now you're up and running on the treadmill, so we're going to be able to record all of your data from those onto the phone. Okay. And then we'll download it and have a little look afterwards, okay? Great.
This running-based technology is also designed to help prevent injury,
There's an incredibly high injury rate in running. It's about 50%.
as well as improve technique.
It's an incredible amount of information. Even in the short time that you ran, we're looking at massive amounts of numbers. Right away, what stands out is a really hard spike. So we can see this big peak in your heel.
Okay.
So
Which is not good, I assume.
that's not good, yeah. So that rapid spike that you see here tells us that your heel's striking. So the foot's actually coming into the ground like this. And two things are happening. It's coming in first and hard, and the musculature is not absorbing that force. So that force is going right through your skeleton. And what we actually want to see is you're going from lateral to medial, and that you're using the middle of your foot to absorb force.
Now, can we look at an athlete that is doing it right? As a comparison?
Yeah, absolutely. So the data I'm going to show you belongs to Hilary Stillingmurph, and she is a national team athletics member, and she's a 1,500 meter runner, and she was a finalist in the last Olympics. So her data is going to be pretty awesome. This is her entire file, and right away we see there's no big heel transient. We're seeing just a very tiny heel blip. And here we can step through each one, but you can see right away the heel, the lateral 1 and lateral 2 are all well within the bounds of other pressure sensors.
So a lot of great information, Sam. Obviously, I got some things to work on. Maybe first of all, some proper athletic shoes.
I think it's a good idea.
Okay, well, thank you very much.
No problem.
I'm Mark Robertson with Sam Blades at CSI Victoria for VI Sports.
Thanks, Mark. This is another piece of technology. It's called the anti-gravity treadmill. Trent's going to tell us all about it just after a quick short break. This feels really weird, by the way.
You're watching VI Sports on Shaw TV.
Welcome back. I'm all blown up. I'm in the anti-gravity treadmill. Trent, what am I about to do here?
So basically, we can set how much % body weight we want to take off you. We can take up to 50% of your body weight off while you run, all the way to just maybe 10% of your body weight off. So right now I have it, I'm going to set it at 80% of body weight, so you're 20% lighter. So you can see it fill up a little bit.
So weird.
And then basically what it does is it takes the pounding off your joints. So we use this a lot with our runners and or other running athletes like rugby players or soccer players who are coming off of injury. So
Rehab.
Rehab, exactly.
Gotcha.
So I'm going to slowly start. You should be able to start walking. Yeah. And then we're going to slowly get you up to running speed. At some point you're going to have to go into a run.
A little bit.
Yep. So we'll keep speeding you up slow.
This feels different, but it's good for my knee. I'm actually rehabbing an ACL as well.
Oh,
so
wow.
it feels actually pretty good.
So I can even, so there you're even lighter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So at some point you get so light you feel like you're running on the moon, and it's not
That's exactly, that's how I describe it. Now, on top of Olympic athletes, Canada is also sending a strong contingent of Paralympic athletes. And this year, para-triathlon is making its Paralympic debut. We recently caught up with 19-year-old medal hopeful Stefan Daniel. Stefan Daniel is not your typical 19-year-old.
So my right arm is shorter significantly than my left.
The Calgary native was born with a bilateral radial club hand. That's his impairment, but what makes him unique?
He is definitely the most hardworking athlete I've ever met.
Former Olympic triathlete Carolyn Murray is Canada's para-triathlon head coach.
He's so young, and I often forget that because of his dedication to the sport.
Murray calls Stefan's drive and focus beyond his years. In 2015, Stefan, who trains in Victoria, dominated international competition, winning 3 golds and 1 silver as an 18-year-old.
There's no doubt that he's a gifted athlete.
It's been a phenomenal journey so far.
Now he's considered a medal favorite, a rising star in the sport.
We're going to Rio!
As para-triathlon makes its Paralympic Games debut in Rio.
The fact that we're the first ever to kind of toe the line in a para-triathlon at the Paralympic Games, it's going to be a really cool moment. I'm really excited to share that moment with all the other athletes.
Para-triathlon is broken up into 5 classes, grouping athletes based on severity of their disability and how it impacts their performance. Stefan races in category PT4, a division where athletes' disabilities include muscle impairment and amputation. Stefan's bilateral radial club hand mostly affects his swim.
You don't get as much propulsion in the water.
But for athletes like Stefan, the more adversity, the more incentive.
That's why they come to the sport. They want to be challenged.
On top of 4 medals in 2015, Stefan shocked the triathlon world by capturing the junior men's able-bodied national championship. Despite trailing by 1 minute after the opening swim, he pedaled and ran his way back, earning the victory. Triathlon magazine called it the performance of the year. His will overcame his physical limits.
Just kind of seeing myself and comparing myself to able-bodied athletes and not seeing myself as a para-athlete. I wasn't using it as an excuse.
He just appreciates what he has.
It's an approach Stefan says he learned from his coaches and family. Control what you can, work at what you can't. It's why he competes.
I kind of want to do it just to prove people that even if you do have a disability, you can do something. Sure, it makes it a little harder, but it doesn't make it impossible. And I think anything can be achieved with the right mindset.
Be sure to follow Stefan and the rest of Canada's Paralympians in Rio, September 7th to 18th. All right, now, Lorraine, if you pan down here, you're going to notice my legs kind of blowing up. I'm getting the Olympic treatment today. Trent, what am I doing now?
Yeah, so this is a device that's been around for 5 or 6 years, primarily used for recovery after hard training sessions. It's called Normatec, but it's basically a compression device that will blow up and add a lot of pressure to the muscles that have just trained, adding some external pumping action to help with pushing toxins out of the legs and enhance recovery.
You know Dr. Hose, the Dr. Hose
Yep.
massage? It feels like I have that everywhere on
yeah,
my legs.
absolutely.
Yeah. Now for Olympic and Paralympic athletes, the physical and mental training is all-encompassing. It takes full focus, energy, dedication to compete in an event that happens just once every 4 years. So what happens when the flame burns out? What next? Where does all that time, energy, and focus go to? Well, our own Dan Kahan sat down with 4-time Olympian and Victoria-born Dave Calder to find out what life is like after the Olympics.
It can't be easy transitioning from the life of a world-class athlete, representing your country at the highest levels.
I've never been able to sit through a Canadian anthem at a sporting event without having tears in my eyes. Not since I started rowing for Canada.
And he rowed for Canada a long time. 38-year-old Dave Calder of Victoria is a 3-time world champion and 6-time World Cup medalist. He competed at 4 Olympics. In the coxless pairs at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, Dave, along with Scott Fransden, won silver.
As an older athlete with a young family, I spent a lot of time on the road, and that was really hard on me and it was really hard on my family. So that sort of side of it, I don't miss. Feeling like I am amongst the best in the world at something, having the confidence, the personal confidence, the team confidence, having the ability to represent my country, wear the red and white, the maple leaf, those things I will always miss.
For the first time in 16 years, Dave won't be competing at the Olympics. He'll be watching.
I will feel envious of my friends and my former teammates who are there taking that big chance that I'm not able to take anymore. Do you like it more than kayaking?
Dave's focus has turned to helping others chase their rowing dreams.
I love kayaking.
He runs the Gorge Narrows Rowing Club, and he's the facility manager and coach for St. Michael's University School.
Now that I know that I'm transitioning into the real world, I've taken this opportunity to run a rowing center here in Victoria to try to foster that next generation into the sport, try to make it accessible to adults who want to be active for life.
As much as he loves what he's done since rowing, he admits the transition wasn't easy.
Because that structure, that singular goal, that idea that you wake up and there's one thing that you need to get better at. And yes, there are 1,000 aspects of that one thing, but really you're driving in one direction. You have one objective at the end of the year, at the end of the 4 years. Olympic athletes have this tendency to really waffle, especially in the first month, the second month, third month after the Olympics. And it's because they go from having a real purpose in their life to not having to set an alarm in the morning, not having a goal that is pure and the essence of their being.
Dave believes many athletes struggle in their post-Olympic careers because they're no longer under such intense scrutiny.
In the absence of that direct feedback, yes, that was a good stroke. No, that was a bad stroke. Yes, that was a good stroke. We waffle and we don't thrive to the same level because we don't have that immediate feedback right away. Yes, that's a good report. No, that's a bad report, right? It's not the same. Athletes will always struggle with that until they find something that replaces it in the same way.
Dave shared a fellow athlete's reply when a reporter commented that it must feel so amazing to have won an Olympic medal.
And she just looked at the reporter and she said, you know what? I just put my shoes on that day, I put my racing uniform on that day, and it was just one day in a continuum of days. And that's what it has to be. You turn something that seems unattainable for some people into the next step. And when you break down life into small goals, it is just the next step.
In Victoria, I'm Dan Kahan.
Just bumped into Hillary Stellingwerf. She qualified for the Rio Olympics, 1500 meter. You just had a kid 2 years ago.
Yeah.
How did you do it?
A lot of help with family here and friends, and just a lot of organization and a great team around me to help me get back to full fitness. There were some injuries along the way and I had to overcome them as late as this past February. So I'm just grateful for the team here at the Canadian Sport Institute and everyone involved in Victoria that has helped me.
So you were in London 4 years ago. You had the kid 2 years later. Does the perspective change now that you're a mother heading into Rio?
A little bit. I think as soon as I had Teo, my perspective changed in that I had a little one to take care of, and so I had to separate my job as a mother and as an athlete. And so I appreciate when I get to get out and train, and I appreciate going home and not having to worry about training anymore and thinking about Teo and my family. So yeah, I think your perspective changes in that it's not as one-dimensional anymore. There's a lot of balance going on, but it's a nice balance that at this point in my career I was really appreciative to have.
Now your husband Trent has been giving me the Olympic treatment. He's put me through the anti-gravity treadmill. That was really cool. Yeah. And those the Normatec ski pants, I like to call them. But let me ask, because you two are married, he's the director of lead in research and development here. Is he monitoring you 24/7 at home to make sure that you do your best?
No, well, maybe it depends on the timing of the year, but I think we've been together for 16 years and I've been an athlete for that long, so we've balanced it out well, and I think he puts on different hats when he needs to, and we relax at home and not worry about that. But when we're at training, yeah, he's a coach and he helps me with my training then, and then when we get home, it's he's dad and he's my husband, and so I think we balance it out well. And We both love the sport, so if we talk about it at home, it's not like, oh, you know, this is work. We both love our jobs, and so I think that that's why it works.
It's all about balance. Well, we got to take a quick break, but when we come back, Ken Hurricane Himes meets a couple of other female Olympians, Lindsay Generick and Patricia Obi.
You're watching VI Sports on Shaw TV.
Hey, welcome back. Now, just come right over here. I want to show you something. See this sign? That's the type of sign that you find in a high-performance gym. Only Canada's top athletes are allowed access in here. And speaking of top athletes, for our last story, Ken Hurricane Himes recently was at Elk Lake, and he caught up with Rio-bound Patricia Obi and Lindsay Generick.
Hello, sports fans. I'm Ken Hurricane Himes at Elk Lake, where today we're going to meet two Victoria-born, Rio-bound Olympic athletes, Patricia Obi and Lindsay Generick, the Canadian Dream Team. These two have been sharing a boat for 4 years, and they've been training together on a daily basis. So we're going to find out how well they really do know each other with a little game show called How Well Do You Know Your Rowing Partner? Well, we'll find out in just a minute. And now here's a little background on these two Olympians.
The team of Lindsay Generick and Patricia Obi are heading into their second Olympic Games, competing in the women's lightweight double sculls category. They finished 7th at the London Games in 2012, but are considered medal contenders heading into Rio.
When we stepped in a boat together for the very first time, there was something there. I think that we have a natural tendency to row pretty similar.
They're an incredibly strong unit right now, and they look out for each other. They support each other when they're down.
We're similar in philosophy about training. We're similar as racers. Being in the boat together for 5 years, you're going to get pretty in sync.
Ladies, are you ready to play How Well Do You Know Your Rowing Partner?
Definitely.
The rules of the game are simple. We ask each rower 3 questions about their partner. The correct answers are revealed on this whiteboard. To get it right, they have to be on the same page.
The first question up goes to Lindsay. Lindsay, what is Patricia's favorite post-workout meal? Patricia's writing this down right now. She's using all the letters in the alphabet. And Lindsay, your answer is?
She eats a lot of different things, but I'm going to say it most definitely is going to contain a banana. Doug Vander's homemade fries! Doug Vander made that up.
Patricia, are you ready to try?
I'm scared.
What was Lindsay's school sport, the reason why she didn't make the school rowing team? What was that sport?
I'll wait till she writes it down. Okay, volleyball.
And the answer is field hockey.
No, I got it wrong. Huh? I was volleyball. I knew it. I played field hockey because I didn't make the rowing team.
This is a really tough gig. Let's go to question number 2 for Lindsay. What is Patricia's favorite motto? Write this down.
You better write this one down because I know what it is. Never give up.
Never give up is the answer. Big round of applause. Good work, ladies. Next question is for Patricia. Patricia, what is Lindsay's favorite pump-up song?
These are all embarrassing. Work right now.
Lindsay reveals Eminem, Never Enough.
That's a good one.
Lindsay, what was Patricia's favorite race while she was attending the University of Washington?
I believe it was when they beat Cal at opening day.
That's correct, the Cal Duel 2013, not on the opening day. That's correct. Patricia, what is Lindsay's favorite sports team of all time?
The Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls, the 90s era. You are correct. Ladies, you answered 4 of the 6 questions correct. How do you think you did today?
I mean, I think we definitely left room for improvement, but that's kind of where you want to leave things at all times, right? You don't want to strive to perfection at all times, because how else do you get better?
Patricia?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I'm not that happy with a 4 out of 6. Like, that's not really a good score. There's lots of room for improvement.
Well, sports fans, what a great day here in Elk Lake, where rowing action was the main attraction. Patricia Obi and Lindsay Jenrick put on a great show on How Well Do You Know Your Rowing Partner? Everybody won today. Big round of applause for the Canadian Dream Team going to the Olympics.
I'm going to be an Olympian for a day. You got to practice the podium wave. Now, thank you, Hurricane. That was awesome. Lindsay, Patricia, we want to wish you and the rest of the Olympians and Paralympians the best of luck on their road to Rio. Now, this is also a send-off for me as well. It's really emotional, but this is my final episode hosting VI Sports. I've had so much fun on this show. I've met some amazing people, athletes, coaches, movers and shakers in the sports community on Vancouver Island. I've got to work with some amazing people as well, and I wanted to share with you some of my favorite moments in the past year and a half of hosting VI Sports. Welcome to VI Sports. Like the hold.
No, I did not do that.
No?
I did not do that. No.
You got a little bit of pride.
Yeah, I've got a lot of pride actually.
So coming down the wing, he'll get it over the blue line, flip pass to the high slot for Charach. He shoots, he scores! Kevin Charach, and he has his first Western Hockey League goal.
Mom, I made it. I made it.
No.
Like,
thank God, I don't know.
So, 26 calories. So,
yes! You got it. There you go. Nice.
That's really good. That's really good riboflavin. Yeah, that's really good riboflavin.
So humble, man. I'd wear that everywhere. I would rock that all the time. So, do I get a pass on the bow tie then?
Amazing. And then the shirt with the bow tie, absolutely perfect.
Endorsement.
Tremendous.
Okay, hit me right here. Yes, drag to left. Again, thank you so much for tuning in. It truly has been an honor and a privilege to tell and share the stories in our island sports community. Now, as for my future, I will still be in media and I won't be going too far, so keep your eyes peeled. One final time, on behalf of everyone here at VI Sports, I'm Kevin Charach.